Hell yeah. The official but non-canon Overwatch 2 dating sim. Oh, I'm ready. Mr. Touch of Cookshire. Sure. All right. How long is this? Does anyone know? Friday night in the big city. You could use the laughter after the week you've had. The Laugh Attic is one of the most tragically unfunny comedy clubs in town. But you love watching people bomb on the open mic. Is that who you think it is? Genji! It's Genji! Ninja, cyborg, and all-around bad boy from Overwatch. No matter how many times you blink, he's still there, and you're completely love-struck. You didn't know you had a thing for cyborg ninjas. Ninjas? Sure. Cyborgs? Sure. But a cyborg ninja? That's a first for you. Your heart starts racing. You're overwhelmed with happy neurochemicals, which are in short supply these days. Oh! Heart. Do I hear the sound of heart beating fast and smell the sweat of your palms? That's what... We'll get Hanzo's voice better next time. I am Cupid, the hero of love in all its varieties. It is my sworn duty to answer the cries of all who desire to love and guide them to fulfillment. Sounds about right. Now tell me, are you in love? Nope, it's just my baseline anxiety. Oh, I missed what he said. So, do you wish to win the heart of Genji? No. Wait, was there another option? There was, not anymore. Okay. I will not ask again. So do you wish to win the heart of Genji? Yes, I want to win the heart of Genji. Genji? Truly. I mean, there are only two options, as you made sure I was aware. Of course, it's just that, well, to call Genji difficult would be an understatement. Sheesh! Is this because of the lore? The what? What is happening? It skipped so much. I don't know. Do you need healing? Zaki, what is happening? Okay, we're just not gonna touch the screen. Mr. Cook could touch it. Cook. Sorry, tripping over my words a little bit. That's pretty cool. Reminds me of Mr. Touchmycooker from the game. Is that a real game? Genji tilts his head. His cybernetic hand grips the bottom of his mask pensively. Yeah, it was. Hey, did you want to sit down? The next set is starting soon. Maybe we could watch together. You take a seat next to Genji and watch a few sets. You can't tell if he ever cracks a smile, but he certainly doesn't laugh at any point. Weird energy to bring to a comedy club. But before you spend too many minutes basking in the awkward silence, Cupid returns, bringing you more helpful advice. Well, what are you waiting for? Show him you can be exciting. Go perform a set. Not for free. Is the payment of love not sufficient for your talents? No, it skipped dialogue. Well, you could just make just any joke. You have to wonder, well, what would make him laugh? Joke about ninjas? Joke about cyborgs? Joke about ninjas? Too easy. Dime a dozen these days. What's really gonna get to his metal heart? Robots. Do you know how much it costs to become a cyborg these days? An arm and a leg. Oh no. Ooh. Nice! I mean, Genji laugh. Oh, that's true. I don't remember what Genji's voice was. Ignoring the appalled stares of the rest of the audience, you make your way back to your seat next to Genji. He seems warmer, leaning in towards you. I liked your joke. Just so you know, my procedure caused an arm and 2 legs, but I still found it funny. Making you laugh was the goal. For once, the ever-confident cyborg ninja seems a bit shy. He rubs his arm nervously. It's been really nice hanging out with you. Do you think you'd ever want to go on a date sometime? Oh, wow! We're in a dating... Alright, that's fair. What about that second date? Absolutely. Genji sighs. A weight leaves his shoulders. I can't wait. Guess I'll see you again soon. He leaves, and you're left alone in the comedy club. Not for long, though, as Cupid suddenly reappears. I sense the buds of romance are already beginning to blossom. How do you think things went? He seemed pleased, but there's always room for improvement. I recommend doing your best to ensure he feels comfortable with you. But good or bad, your date is in the past, and we still have a long road ahead of us if you truly wish for Genji's heart to be yours. Oh, we're still going. When Genji reaches out to you again, he suggests grabbing dinner for your second date. He even picks out a restaurant, Café Zur in Monaco, the exclusive playground of the ultra rich. I can't afford that. Luckily, you live in the hopeful future. You can just hop on a transatlantic train and arrive in Monaco in a few hours. Neat, huh? You arrive at the restaurant, and it looks as classy as the name might imply. A robot brings you to your table, where Genji awaits you. Please tell me he's not wearing the same hoodie he wore to the country club. Wow, we are good at flirting. Even to a 5-star restaurant? Especially to a 5-star restaurant. No wonder you need my help. You take your seat across from Genji, and he seems to light up at your presence. Oh, Mr. Touch of Cookshire, I didn't expect to see you here. Didn't you invite me? Oh no, Genji's losing his mind. He's gone haywire. Anyway, how was the ride over? I witnessed the horrors of the deep ocean. There are places that humanity was never meant to venture. The depths of the ocean harbor monsters beyond our most tortured imaginations, and more still remains to be discovered if we are truly foolish enough to search for it. Tell me, what becomes of a mind isolated beneath the crushing depths? Perhaps we too would mirror those tormented figures wandering the ocean floor, were we subjected to the same conditions. Or maybe we are already monsters, and they are the ones that fear us. You know, typical date stuff. Huh, glad to hear it went okay then. I'm happy you could come. I've really been looking forward to spending more time with you. You don't have much time to feel bashful before the waitron returns to your table to take your order. You look over your holo menu, which is like a regular menu, but a hologram, since it's the future. You should think carefully about what you order. Maybe choose something he'd like as well. They have like an oil can? Even your dinner's gonna affect this guy's opinion of you. These dating sims are hard work. In that case, what will you order for dinner? I want chicken nuggets. Fuck what this guy thinks. Yeah! Before the waitron can process your order, Genji puts his hand up. Wait! Make that dinosaur chicken nuggets. I knew Genji was the one for me. You didn't know a machine built solely for positive customer service could look so defeated, but the waitron begrudgingly takes down your order and putters back to the kitchen. It takes a very self-assured person to order off the kids' menu at such a fancy restaurant. I respect that greatly. You don't have the heart to admit that the kids' menu was leagues cheaper than anything else, so you just smile instead. Yo, those look fire. The two of you spend some time chatting, and after a few short minutes, the waitron brings out your meal. 2 plates of perfectly golden brown dinosaur nuggets with french fries on the side. This is the gameplay. You wonder if it's a social faux pas to eat french fries in Monaco, but Genji doesn't question it, so you don't either. You're nearly ready to dig in, but as you look over at the Cretaceous park that is your plate, you feel like something's missing. Oh no! They forgot to give me pterodactyls, or just pterodactyls. Whichever one they have back there. I'm not too picky. You can't believe this. How could this place call itself a 5-star restaurante and forget your favorite dinosaur? Genji tilts his head. Oh, I can trade you some of mine for a triceratops if you want. No, that's okay. I'll just grab the waiter. Be right back. You fetch the waitron, which seems incredibly apologetic for its blunder. To make up for it, you're sent back to your table with a full plate of PT Rodactyl nuggets on the house. When you return to the table, Genji looks completely deflated. You sit across from him, and he barely even acknowledges your presence. Even Cupid seems troubled by the sudden shift in the mood. Perhaps you could check on him, Mr. Touchmycooker. Hey, is everything okay? You seem bummed out. Genji shrugs. Sorry, another diner recognized me while you were gone. They came over to talk to me. Oh, did they ask for your autograph or something? No, they actually recognized me from the Blackwatch incident. They had less than kind words to share with me. I'm so sorry, Genji. I can't believe someone would give you trouble about it here. It's alright, I am not proud of who I was then, but I will admit it, it is discouraging. I have tried my best to become a better person, but I fear my past will always haunt me. Some days it feels like there is nothing I can do to move on from who I was. He sighs, propping his head against his hand dejectedly. It's a heart-rendering sight. It seems he could use your reassurance. A small gesture might go a long way. I see what you're saying, Cupid. Apparently, even Cupid has the sense to put aside his bitterness towards Genji when he's in this state. What do you do to cheer Genji up? I could hold his hand, though. His cold metal hand in mine. You know what? I think I'll give this jerk a piece of my mind. You stand from your chair, ready to demand that Genji point you to the one responsible for making him feel so down when he grabs your wrist. Please, I do not want to cause more trouble. Are you sure? I'm sure. I appreciate it, but I'd rather just spend more time with you. There's no point in dwelling on it much longer. Plus, if you start a fight, then I'm gonna have to step in, and we'll have to spend the rest of the night listening to people telling me how cool my swords are and stuff, so that's just not. Deciding to listen to him, you sit back down, and Genji seems relieved he won't escalate the issue, as does Cupid. Let's eat, huh? Our food is getting cold. The two of you finally enjoy your meal as it was supposed to go. You don't know how Genji eats with his mask on, but every time you look away, more food disappears from his plate. You assume it's getting into his mouth one way or another. By the time you're done, he just has a pile of food on the floor. By the time you're done eating, Genji seems happier than ever. You're glad the evening is going in a more positive direction. By the way, I wanted to ask you about something. Shoot. How would you feel about going somewhere special for our next date? Anywhere that's special to you is special to me, Genji. Have you tried a fucking health pack somewhere? Sure. Oh, never mind. That's just the same thing we already read. That one doesn't earn you any points with Genji, but it makes him blush. And isn't that worth more than some kind of gameplay progression? No. I was hoping we can go somewhere that's really special to me. How would you feel about a trip to Nepal? I'd like to see your Nepals. It was a very important place in my growth as a person, and it may surprise you, but an isolated mountaintop helped me find peace. Oh, this sounds fucking boring. There's more to it, obviously, but I figured I could explain it when we got there. Sure, I can't wait to hear all about your backstory. Okay, I'll see you there. I hope it'll be really special. I had a lot of fun tonight. Thanks again, Mr. Touch of Cookshire. Genji departs from the restaurant, and you're left alone. Well, as alone as you can be when you're haunted by the vessel of valentines. Another date down. The third to come. Most impressive, Mr. Touch of Cookshire. Thanks. How do you think Genji and I are doing? You are close to his heart, but you haven't reached it quite yet. Keep trying to put him first whenever possible. But there is still another date in your future. Do what you can to prepare. I sense this one will be the most important of all. If I don't get a smooch Genji, this was a waste. You ascend the snowy mountains in Nepal, and the cold rudely sweeps right through every layer of clothing you wore. Hard to believe that just a few days ago you were telling jokes in a comedy club, and now this is what's expected of you to keep this relationship going. As you're trudging along, Cupid appears again. Thankfully, you know his deal by now. Or you think you were seeing things thanks to hypothermia. Mr. Touch of Cookshire, I need to stress how important this date will be. Clearly, you are important to Genji. He would not have brought you here otherwise. So just be sure you do your very best this time. Are you saying I haven't been doing my best up until this point? Thanks for all the help, Cupid. Of course, even if you and Genji are difficult at times, it is my privilege to assist you on the path of love. But perhaps I should be thanking you. Whether or not Genji's heart will be yours in the end, your devotion to love is inspiring. It has been a pleasure to accompany you. Oh, Cupid, you're sounding all sappy. Don't tell me this is a teaser for the secret Cupid path of this dating sim. Don't be ridiculous. If there was a secret Cupid path, do you really think I would broadcast it so freely? Besides, a path of that nature would be difficult to unlock. You would need to successfully win the hearts of both heroes to show me your commitment to love. Hypothetically, of course. Of course, hypothetically. But enough of this. It's time for your final date to truly begin. With Cupid's vote of confidence, you continue your journey up the mountain. Eventually, you arrive in the quaint little village. Genji is there to greet you. Honestly, you don't understand why you can't travel together. Mr. Touch of Cookshire, you made it. What did you think of the hike? It was worth it to be here with you. I'm happy. Fuck, that's Cupid's. I'm happy you think so. There are few people who would be willing to scale a mountain to spend time with me. If you can believe that, it means a lot that you did. Anyway, I'm glad you're finally here. This place is very special to me, and I hope I can show you why. Come for a walk with me? Absolutely. You take Genji's arm. He leads you all around the village, and you can't help but bask in every sight. It is truly beautiful. Certainly not the kind of place you'd want to host 5v5 King of the Hill style combat. But what's more beautiful than the village itself is the way Genji glows when taking you through it, recounting memories of the time he spent here. He tells you everything from the story of how he first arrived here to tales of his most trying meditations. After strolling a while, Genji takes you to the old accommodations that housed him through his time in Nepal. Though he has been absent for some time, the room is still clearly his. There's an old mattress, a Haori, and a framed photo of Genji with his brother taken years ago. Breeze past that. Genji goes on to say something, but someone else speaks first. Genji, you've arrived. Is that Zenyatta, our good friend? I hope you had a safe journey, my student. That's how Zenyatta sounds for the sake of the story. It's Zenyatta. How sad is it that the only place you can get Zenyatta content these days is the explicitly non-canon dating sim and that one short story? Well, maybe something will happen with that Ramatra guy soon. Who knows? Master, it's good to see you again. Indeed, I just can't do. I heard you were bringing a visitor, and I hoped I could meet him. That's better. Of course, Mr. Touch of Cookshire. This is my master Zenyatta. You're ready for a trek through the snow-covered mountains, but this is... Stream died, but I think we're back. A pleasure, Mr. Touch of Cookshire. I'm glad to see you survived your journey here. You're going to ignore the threatening order that is sent of that sentence and let him keep talking? It is rare for Genji to have company here. I sense he must be quite fond of you. Oh, I certainly hope so. Master, you're embarrassing me. I am sure your companionship will mean a great deal to him. He has always struggled to accept himself. Perhaps the acceptance of another will help him along his path. You never realized how much your company might mean to Genji. To think, just a few nights ago, you were planning to enjoy comedy stylings of literally anyone in New York City by yourself. Now it's entirely possible you're changing the life of an Overwatch agent. I believe... Master? I sense I have surpassed my annual screen time allotment. I'm afraid I will need to depart. But please, take my greatest blessing and enjoy the remainder of your time here. The two of you say goodbye to Master Zenyatta, and when you're left alone, Genji's previous exuberance has gone, replaced with contemplation. Something on your mind, Genji? Just thinking about what my master said. He was being truthful, you know. Spending time with you has done a lot to help my own sense of self. But I have to wonder, Mr. Touch of Cookshire, do you really think it's possible to know your true self? Wow, to be honest, that's a fair deeper question than you would have expected from the silly dating sim you signed up for. But you've come this far, right? What's the harm in one more question? And that really is one more. I believe this will be your last chance to win Genji's heart, Mr. Touch of Cookshire. Use it wisely. Well, what do you think? Can one know their true self? You can try. Honestly, I don't know. Maybe you can, maybe you can't, but I always think it's worth it to try finding out who you really are. Otherwise, what's the point of it all? I think he might be right. You know, when I ended up like this, when my brother... He trails off. Cupid watches him intently, his brow knit with pain. I feel so much guilt. I would look at myself every day and despise the person who looked back at me. But as much as it hurt, I had to look, or else I could not have grown from who I was. Perhaps I will never know my true self, but you're right. I must always try to see who I really am. Thank you, Mr. Touch of Cookshire. I'm glad to know you feel the same. Mr. Touchmycooker, I've really enjoyed spending so much time with you lately. It has been a long time since I allowed myself to get close to anyone. But I must admit, but I feel some guilt. You have not seen the real me. You're a bit confused. You're pretty sure you've just enjoyed 3 dates with the real him. But before you can ask, he clarifies. We've been spending so much time together, and you've only seen me with my mask on. And although my mask is extremely epic, it's not true me. It is really cool, though. I know, right? But still. Genji takes your hands into his green visor stares back at you, and you wonder what his eyes might look like beneath it. Mr. Touch of Cookshire, can I show you who I really am? Yes. Of course. I love you, Genji. I love you, Genji. Genji puts his hands over his heart, shocked but not at all disappointed in your confession. After returning to reality, he chuckles under his breath. It's funny. It seems I could deflect anything but love. And beams. But mostly love. Wowee. With great care, Genji reaches for his mask. Though he hesitates, he eventually builds the strength to remove it, showing you his true face beneath. Genji, you're beautiful. If you believe so, then it must be true. It took me so long to come to terms with who I am now, but knowing you've accepted me makes me confident it was all worth the time. I know my true self loves you too, Mr. Touch of Cookshire. You have embarked on the journey of love and found what you desire at the end. Love takes many forms, but it's always true. May you cherish this love with Genji forever and always. Woo! We did it, boys! We won Genji's heart. We're friends with the DPS now. Maybe we can get out of gold. Alright, that's it.